If you're tired or you're gaining weight around your belly or your liver enzymes are just creeping up, it might not be your diet or age, it could be fatty liver. And while it often flies under the radar, fatty liver disease now affects over a quarter of the global population, many without any obvious symptoms. Left unchecked, it can lead to liver inflammation, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and even cirrhosis. But here's the good news, the liver is incredibly resilient, and with the right steps, you can reduce liver fat and restore function naturally. Hi, I'm Sonia Hollis, a qualified nutritional therapist, and in today's video we're going to be taking a deep dive into what fatty liver disease is and what the science says about reversing it. We'll explore the real root causes that go far beyond diet and alcohol. I'll walk you through the early signs and symptoms even if your weight is normal. And we'll finish with 5 evidence-based steps that you can start today to support your liver health. So if you're over 40, you're dealing with fatigue, stubborn weight or a metabolic slowdown, then this video is for you. But before we start, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be notified on our weekly videos on nutrition, energy and healthy aging. Okay, let's get started. Fatty liver disease happens when excess fat builds up in liver cells. And most people have heard of alcoholic fatty liver disease, but today the most common type is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and it's driven by our modern lifestyle. What's especially important to know is you don't need to drink alcohol to have liver fat. You don't even need to be overweight. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease often develops silently, driven by poor blood sugar control, high insulin levels and chronic inflammation, and even poor sleep. You may be slim, active and still have liver fat accumulating without knowing it. One study showed that up to 70% of people with type 2 diabetes also had fatty liver disease. So let's talk about some potential root causes, because this isn't just about fat in your diet. Insulin resistance. Now this is the core driver of fatty liver. When your cells stop responding to insulin properly, more fat gets stored, especially in the liver. It becomes a vicious cycle. Insulin resistance leads to liver fat, which worsens insulin resistance. So here's what's happening under the surface. Even when insulin can't lower your blood sugar effectively, it can still drive fat production in the liver, a process called de novo lipogenesis, which simply means that your body is creating new fat from excess carbohydrates or sugars. Inflammation, oxidative stress, and a high load of free fatty acids all contribute to this process, blocking insulin signaling while encouraging more fat to be created and stored. So think of this like a feedback loop. We've got insulin resistance driving liver fat production, driving inflammation, driving even more insulin resistance. And over time, this cycle accelerates the fat storage and blocks your liver from functioning properly, even if your diet hasn't changed much. If you'd like to dig a little bit deeper into this full scientific pathway, I've linked the original research paper in the description. Now, unlike glucose, fructose is metabolized only in the liver, and when there's too much, your liver starts converting it directly into fat. You'll find high amounts of fructose in things like fruit juice, sugary drinks, high fructose corn syrup, and many ultra-processed foods, even some healthy snacks and protein bars. Fructose can also trigger gut barrier problems and increase inflammatory signals that travel to the liver, worsening fat buildup even further. I've put a visual on screen here that summarizes this. It's a scientific diagram, so it looks technical, but here's the key takeaway. Fructose enters the gut, gets rapidly broken down, and one of its byproducts, fructose 1-phosphate, heads straight to the liver. This not only increases fat production directly, but also weakens the gut barrier and allows inflammatory compounds to reach the liver. So the result? A perfect storm of fat buildup, inflammation and liver stress, making fructose a powerful driver of fatty liver. Chronic inflammation. Inflammatory foods, lack of movement or ongoing stress can all contribute to the environment where fat builds up in the liver more easily. So when we say inflammatory foods, we're really talking about things like ultra processed snacks and fast foods, excess sugar and sweetened drinks, refined vegetable oils, so soybean, corn or sunflower oils, and processed meats and trans fats. These foods can spike blood sugar, affect your gut bacteria and increase oxidative stress, all of which fuel low-grade inflammation in the body. But there's more, especially if you're carrying excess weight. Inflammation can start in your fat tissue, particularly around the belly, and those inflammatory signals then travel to the liver. As fat cells become overfilled, they start sending out distress signals, inflammatory molecules called adipokines, and release more free fatty acids into circulation. Now, these can flood the liver, increase insulin resistance, and trigger a chain reaction of inflammation, fat accumulation, and eventually liver damage. This is why reducing inflammation, not just calories, is so important in reversing fatty liver. So sleep and circadian rhythm disruption. Poor sleep has been shown to increase your risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Even mild sleep deprivation can change how your liver stores fat. Low physical activity. Even if your diet is reasonable, being sedentary allows liver fat to accumulate. Regular movement helps clear out excess fat and improves insulin sensitivity. And one review paper found that aerobic activity alone can reduce liver fat by 4%, and when combined with resistance training, improvements are even greater. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is called a silent condition, but there are signs that your body may be giving you. Unexplained fatigue, belly weight that just won't shift, elevated ALT or AST on a blood test, skin tags, darkened neck creases, which are signs of insulin resistance, brain fog, low energy, or sugar cravings. Even mild fatty liver disease can increase the risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and more. So let's now look at what the evidence says of things that we can do to help. So balance our blood sugar, especially in the morning. Start your day with a protein-rich, low-carbohydrate breakfast. Avoiding refined carbs and sugar, especially early in the day, helps to reduce the insulin spikes and gives your liver a break from processing excess fuel. Reduce fructose and ultra-processed foods. So cut back on fruit juice, sugary drinks and refined carbs. Whole fruit in moderation, especially the berries, is usually fine, but focus on fibre-rich, unprocessed foods. Move more, even walking helps. Regular movement helps to reduce liver fat, even without weight loss. So aim for at least 150 minutes per week of moderate exercise like walking, swimming or cycling. And here's something really encouraging. Both aerobic exercise and resistance training has been shown to reduce liver fat even with people who didn't change their diet. In fact, a systematic review paper published in the Journal of Hepatology found that resistance exercise was just as effective as aerobic exercise, but required less energy output, making it ideal if you're starting with lower fitness or can't tolerate high intensity cardio. So whether it's walking, weight training, yoga or cycling, the key is to move consistently. Even 40 to 45 minute sessions per week can make a measurable difference in your liver health. Eat liver-friendly nutrients. So include cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, garlic, onions, olive oil, and omega-3 rich foods like wild salmon or flaxseed. And prioritize sleep and routine. Sleep isn't just about recovery, it's a key regulator of your metabolism and liver function. In fact, studies show that even adding 30 to 60 minutes of extra sleep per night can significantly lower your risk of fatty liver. One 2022 study found that just one additional hour of sleep each night was linked to a 29% reduction in fatty liver risk. That's a powerful reminder of how daily habits, not just diet, play a key role. To support your liver, aim for consistent sleep and wake times. Avoid late night eating and get natural daylight early in the day to reset your circadian rhythm. So to summarise, fatty liver isn't just a liver issue, it's a metabolic warning sign. But the liver is uniquely capable of regeneration when given the right support. So, cut down fructose and refined carbs, focus on blood sugar balance, move daily, even a little goes a long way. Add liver-loving foods like cruciferous vegetables and omega-3s. Improve sleep and restore your circadian rhythm. It's never too late to take charge of your liver health, and your energy, metabolism and weight will thank you for it. So that's it for now. I hope you found this helpful. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my other videos for more science-backed nutrition tips. Okay, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.